Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you're on this workspace, you have answered the formative and determined your reading goal for the 9 weeks. This workspace is meant to help you create a daily habit of writing down the time spent per day reading. Remember, you should be reading for 15 minutes per day. Once you read for 15 minutes, you would date within this box the date for your reading for that day. Remember, we are reading Monday through Friday and giving ourselves a break on the weekends. If you choose to, you are welcome to continue reading on the weekends, but I only am going to start you out if you're wanting to read just Monday through Friday. Again, if you do read on the weekends, please track those reading days as well. But we want to get 5 days of 15 minutes minimum in per week. You will date on your book log the day for every day that you've read. If you do not get a chance to read, please do not make up a date and time. Let's be authentic with this. This is your goal. No one's going to judge you on your goal, and no one's going to criticize you for it. But let's make sure that we are authentically looking to pursue and achieve our goals and properly dating the date we read, the book we're currently reading, its title, within that specific day for that 15 minutes, how many pages did you get to read? And how many pages are in the book total? So this is the number of pages you read within that 15 minutes amount of time. And this is the total number of pages found in the book you're currently reading. Within here, only give me a sentence or two, not a big old diary entry, just a sentence about something real quick from your day's reading that you wonder, or maybe a connection you made from that day's reading, or a very quick question you still have. It's not meant to be a novel. It's just a quick sentence response. And then, since this is our first book of the 9 weeks, obviously you would write the book number as first, number 1, for first book. This percentage you don't touch. If you touch it, you're going to mess up your book log. This is going to track the amount of time it will take you, or the percent you have completed towards your goal. Obviously, this says 100 books. This is for the first 9 weeks, and I don't think anybody's setting a 100 book goal. So make sure that you change this number to the number that you've decided you want to be your goal for the first 9 weeks. You just click on it, and you're able to delete using backspace what's there, and then change it to the number of books that you've decided on. Once you make that change, it's going to change that back to percentages. Again, outside of that, please do not mess with or touch that column, or you're going to mess up the formatting. So make sure that you make that change. For every day, obviously, you're not going to be changing the book. If you're reading a book that's appropriate for a 7th grader, you're going to find that the book title might stay the same for a few days until you finish that book. But the pages that you've read, so say in this day you've read 25 total pages that day, and you left off on page number 25, and maybe you read 25 total pages that day, and now you're on, page 50 of the book. So you're going to see the title maybe stay the same as you're reading, but your reflection, question, or comment should change because you're in a different part of the book. This book number will also stay the same until you've finished the one book, and then you've moved on to the second. So say it takes you 4 days to read your first book. There would be a number 1 next to all 4 of these because you're reading the first book for all 4 of those days. And then when you start the second book, you would keep writing a 2 until the day that you've finished. I do ask that you keep, anytime you read, come in here and date that day as a day of reading. You don't count it as a date of reading unless you get your 15 minutes in. So set a timer or whatever, and then just take some time to read a minimum of 15 minutes daily. If you want to read more than that, that's up to you. The amount of time you read in that setting is primarily up to you. Just make sure you're taking that time and doing the reading. And so that's how you're going to fill out this book log. If you run into any challenges or do end up making a formatting mistake, feel free to ask me questions and I can help you out. So go ahead and get tracking your reading book log goal.